we're here today with Carl Svebek. Carl's a recent back to the B.A.S.S. Open Series and recently back after several years of fishing professionally. And he's back with it, and he just recently returned from his first tournament of the season kicking off. So tell us a little bit about it, Carl.
Well, first off, John, I got to tell you, man, to be back, I mean, this is a pretty special deal. I was out of fishing, you know, for the last 6.5, 7 years after doing it for so long and it being such a big part of my life. And, you know, just the thought of it and having this other opportunity, I tell you, will certainly put jitters down your back. I'm excited. I'm excited about getting out there and getting after it.
Yeah, well, you know, as everyone knows, it follows this sport, and you know, a lot of us love it, you know, but it takes a lot of support. You know, and so I know you've recently got back into some new equipment, you picked up some new sponsors, so you want to talk about those a little bit,
yeah,
what you're running today.
Absolutely. I tell you what, it had everything to do with me getting back into fishing because, you know, if it wasn't for the folks at Gopher Industrial, and of course, you know, it means a lot to me to be able to go right back where I left off. I mean, Ranger boats, got my new Z520, my Evan Root outboard 250, and I tell you what, it's pretty special. So now I certainly encourage everybody to go to carlswebek.com and be sure and check it out. I mean, it's some pretty neat stuff. You can find pictures of the boat and the truck and you know, pictures of me out there trying to catch those fish. But you know, be sure and check that out. Matter of fact, I got to tell you, during each tournament this year, now there's 6 Bass Open tournaments this year. Thanks to the good folks at, you know, Gopher Industrial, Bass Pro Shops, and these guys, we're giving away $250 Bass Pro gift card. I know that's where I get all my tackle from, and you know, it's a great deal. You go in, you put your name, your email address, push send, and you're entered in it. Matter of fact, we'll be drawing this week from our first tournament, which was at Harris Chain of Lakes last week. So be sure and visit carlswebek.com and be sure and enter for the $250 Bass Pro gift card. Pretty neat deal.
Well, it is, and you know, the thing about it is, anytime that you can get something that gives you some free tackle, you know, and you know, especially some really good tackle, you know, that always helps on the old home front when the wife is looking at what you're spending. So when you can win it, it makes it a whole lot better.
Absolutely.
That's a great program that your sponsors have put together for you. So I guess talking about the tackle a little bit, kind of tell us about where you were at, you know, on the Harris Chain of Lakes, and then kind of tell us a little bit about that, and then we can talk about some technique that you used while you were there.
You bet. I spent so much time over the years fishing Florida lakes, and I love it. I love it in that January, February time of year. It's a time of year that the fish are going shallow. You have to be, you know, they're getting ready to spawn. They're doing a lot of roaming.
Yeah.
You're trying to find those fish that, or I'm personally trying to find those fish that are getting ready. They're up there and they're back and forth. There's a few on the beds. That's usually my strong point. We all get labeled something, and that's, a lot of people know that have followed me in the past. I'm a big wacky worm fisherman.
Yeah, that you are. I fished with you a bunch of times.
Yeah, you know that. So I was real excited, although I never fished Harris Chain of Lakes. I've been to Okeechobee, I've been to Toho, I've been to so many different lakes in Florida. And so that, before I even left, excited me somewhat. And I threw the wacky worm a lot throughout the week. I mean, I threw it going in thinking that, you know, this is going to find out what stage those fish are at. And I was real fortunate. We had some really good weather to be able to get some bites on it. And that just really boosted my confidence. You know, I may be a little rusty not being out there, but I felt really good about it. And, you know, my practice, I threw a lot of different, I tried the rattle trap, I tried some of the deeper stuff. You know, I still try to experiment, is this the best way to catch them? And I would go into these canals that would wind through. I mean, you know, you literally had to look at Google Earth to be able to find out where all the canals were. And there were a couple of times across my mind, I'm like, man, I hope I don't get stuck out here, because I mean, you know, it's like highways going through. But I started doing it, and my biggest concern going into the first day of competition was, man, I gotta get that quality bite. I mean, I caught a lot of 3 pounds and 3.5 pounders. We were having good weather. We got the best of the best fishermen under the best conditions possible.
That's right.
So I tried to adjust. I tried to, you know, keep trying to find different ways to catch them. However, going in the tournament, I knew what I was going to do. I knew that I was going to make the long trip to Lake Griffin, which is a bigger lake. It had a lot of vegetation, it had a lot of canals, and started throwing the wacky worm. And you know, I really, you know, I'm the least guy that makes excuses. I mean, I just do, because we all have, there's always something that happens.
That's right.
I mean, you're gonna lose fish, or your trolling motor's your battery's gonna be dead. There's something every time.
Something happens, that's right.
But I'm gonna make a little bit of excuse. Man, I lost some big fish in this tournament. I mean,
well, isn't that kind of a typical thing with especially with bass that are moving up on beds, you know, bed bass? They don't necessarily eat because they're hungry. It's a nuisance in their way. And they're really not really biting it all the way a lot of times. They're just kind of picking it up and moving, and that probably, is that what kind of led to some of that?
You hit the nail on the head. I mean, that's exactly, I mean, I literally, you know, drove the 15 hours back to Orange, Texas, you know, banging my head against the windshield a few times because I'm thinking, what went wrong? And, you know, I did catch a lot of fish. First day I probably caught 20 keepers, you know. But those bigger fish were the fish that were on the beds. I mean, you're exactly right, and that's exactly what happened. I'd have times where I'd throw to an area that I just knew there would be one bedding, right? You get that feeling, and I would throw up there, and sure enough, after, you know, a twitch or two, he'd hit it, or she'd hit it, I'd set the hook, nothing. I'd reel in, I'd throw back out there, and then hit it again. Set, nothing. I'd lose my worm, I'd have to get another Swebo worm, put it on. I hope she hits it the third time. I mean, I don't know how big this fish is. On the third cast, I'd set the hook, it'd be a 4-pounder, I'd fight her a little bit, and somehow, some way, she would come off. So.
And you know, and for those of you that fish a wacky worm a whole lot, or enjoy fishing a wacky worm, you know, you're hooking that bait in the middle, right? And so when these bedding fish are picking it up, and they're doing, like I said, they're not eating because they're hungry. They're eating just because it's in their bed, or it's in their way, and they want to move it. So a lot of times when they go to bite that bait, they're biting it like this, and they may not have the whole bait, and they'll just carry it out with that hook. And sometimes I got just enough hook that you barely hook them in the lip, but then in the fight process, it pops out, and that's frustrating. It's frustrating whenever that happens to you, and you know, and I think that's what you experienced there.
Yeah, you know, I think you're, you know, exactly right. And you know, that the bite was just, one of those real finicky, and it was more than. Normally, it's the larger fish that do that, because those are the big ones that are on the bed. They're a little bit more particular. They're harder to catch typically. And, you know, I certainly had the bites to at least, you know, maybe not win it, but to have a very good start to the season. However, I didn't. And, you know, I'll go back and regroup, and we'll get ready for the next one on Table Rock Lake in Missouri.
That's right. Well, you know, and that's the thing about it. You know, it's not only, with these tournaments, it's not only about catching fish. It's about catching the right fish.
Right.
And, you know, sometimes you find those that are they're not quite on that stage of the spawn yet. They're a little bit early, so they're, you know, that group of fish, you know, and to where, like I said, those smaller males are eating that bait, you know, they'll eat, they're aggressive. You know, those are the ones you catch. And then the females, because they're not quite locked in yet, they're not quite as aggressive to it. And, but, you know, it was a good fishing tournament. You know, you caught a lot of fish. But, you know, I know you're looking forward to the next one and kind of moving on to that. So, you know, kind of talk to us about what your preparation, because you're changing a different water altogether. Right. So what does that look like in the next few weeks?
You bet. Well, you know, first off, I got to say that, yeah, that's going to be a big transition. This first tournament of the year, Florida, although I had high expectations, and it didn't work out, it was good. I mean, you know, I've been out of fishing for a long time, and other than just going out and fishing a little bit, it was a good experience. You know, I'm hoping that I took something from that tournament that may, you know, not help me here soon, but may help me down the road. So I'm real excited about that.
Knock the rust off.
Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it anyway. That way I'm going to be really confident. But, you know, we're shifting gears. We're going to a, you know, I was in Florida for a week, and it was 80 degrees, you know, every day. The water temperature was anywhere from 65 to 70 degrees. Now we're going north. We're going to Missouri. We're going to Table Rock Lake in Branson. Typically, you don't know what the weather's going to do, but it's going to be colder than it was in Florida.
That's right.
The water temperature is going to be cold, so we'll make some, you know, changes.
Because those fish won't be spawning, or that hasn't got to that time yet. So it's a whole different mindset going on.
Exactly. They'll be 2 or 3 stages behind where they were in Florida, and that's a good point. You know, I don't look to be throwing a wacky worm in on Table Rock, but you know, it's a good lake. You know, as a lot of people know, I moved from Texas years ago, and I actually moved to northwest Arkansas, which was close to both Beaver Lake and Table Rock, which, you know, the White River feeds them both. And so I spent a lot of time out there, and I really like those lakes. They're deep, clear water, rock lakes. There will be staging fish, you know, in other words, fish that aren't necessarily in 100 foot of water, but they're going to be close to deep water staging. And, you know, the baits up there that are typical, or, you know, depending on how cold the water is, are jerk baits, crank baits. Of course, there'll be some flipping folks that are throwing the jigs and finesse jigs and things of that sort. So, and I'm excited. I mean, this is kind of going back to, you know, where I used to live, and definitely be shifting gears. So we're excited.
Well, you know, and that's the thing is, you know, that's what makes this stuff so much more difficult than I think what a lot of people think, is that you're not getting to fish the same water day in and day out that you fish. It's not your home water. You know, you're having to transition from a different mindset every time you fish a different lake, and because they all fish differently, from a river system to a lake system to, you know, old lakes, new lakes. There's all those kind of shallow water and deep water.
Right.
You know, we were up at that Beaver Lake here a few years back, and that in the summertime it's cold, so a lot different from what we're used to here. And I know you're looking, you know, forward to it. I know you're really excited about it, and I'm glad to see you back on it. I know everybody else is, and I know it's got a bright future for you. And you know, one of the things that we're going to continue to do with this is we're going to continue to keep you updated on Carl and what you're doing and how you're doing it, and letting your fan base know, because it's important that they get to see that, and that they get, you know, you can definitely, the tips you learn and you get to share that out with people is important.
And to me, John, I love this part of it. I mean, to be honest with you, and I'm so grateful, like I said once before, for, you know, the great folks at Gopher Industrial, and of course all my sponsors that have supported me and allowing me to go out there and enjoy what I'm doing. I mean, not only do I like to go out there and do what I can do to figure it out, and I'm so competitive, I still get the shakes, but it's good to be able to share my experiences out there.
That's right.
I'm grateful to be able to do that.
Well, you know, and I think that's one of the things too that's changed over the last 15 years, 20 years. I mean, technology, Facebook, all these different things now are so different from what it was when you started fishing years ago, and when me and you knew each other a long time ago, when we used to bounce around Rayburn all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, this stuff didn't exist like it does today, and it's a new avenue, and it's fun, it's exciting, but it lets you get to the people quick. And let them know what's going on with you, but also the techniques that you're using to catch, because in reality, that's what everybody wants to know. You know, they want to know how do I go catch them? How do the guy that gets to go once or twice a month to go fishing, what do I need to do, and share that technique. So if you want to kind of show some of the tackle you were using a little bit, the technique, you rig that up a little bit.
I actually was throwing the Bass Pro. I've always, over the time, I've thrown a round bend hook, and I'm throwing the Bass Pro Stocks, the straight shank round bend hook. You know, when the fish are staging, and you're typically fishing anywhere from 1.5 to 3 foot of water, I typically don't use a weight. I don't want it to pass the fish up. In other words, I don't want it to go directly to the bottom. I want it to kind of linger there and kind of, you know, it's kind of like putting a cheeseburger right here. You're eventually going to take a bite. So that's how it is on that.
Yeah, I'm going to bite it eventually.
That's how it is on the Swebo worm. But I just took a regular Swebo worm. I was actually throwing a green pumpkin June bug. Up in Florida, we throw a little bit darker color just due to the fact the water's darker. The water's real acidic, it's darker, and so June bugs and blacks are real good colors. But I basically take the worm and I hook the worm right in between the M and the B. You'll see it says Gambler on the back. I hook it between the M and the B, and basically that is it right there. I don't throw any weight on it. I throw it to my target, and once I throw it to that target, I will let the worm settle down and go down, and typically on that initial cast, John, that's when the bite, you know, happens. That's when they grab that thing and you let them have it. You know, you set the hook. It's a fun bait to throw. It's a bait that I guided on Lake Sam Rayburn for years and years, so it's a lot of fun. And certainly everyone out there, be sure and give that try. We're at that time of year, especially here in the South, where it's a surefire way to catch some fish.
Yeah, well, that's good, Carl. Man, well, appreciate your time. Thank you. I know it's fun, and I know it's fun being back out there. A lot of work, a lot of road miles, but it's got to be fun to be back out there. And I know we're glad to have you back out there and doing it. And while you're at it, go to gopherindustrial.com and check out their website. I tell you, it's an industrial site, but it's for a lot of industrial supplies, but it's also for the personal use. they have a lot of things that you can use in your home, that you can use out while you're hunting and fishing, a lot of things that they can have for you there. Go check them out. I know they're excited to have, they can ship directly to your house. It's a great thing to have, and a great company to have, and they're a great sponsor.
No doubt, they're real supportive of fishing and the outdoors, and so I'm glad to be a part of them. And be sure and visit their website as well as carlswebek.com. Don't forget, register for the $250 Bass Pro gift card. Thank you.